Welcome back to another episode of my Ultimate Iron Man. Last time, I don't even remember what happened last time because it's been so long ago. Leech 4 just ended, and I was playing that quite a bit. It's really all I did the entire time until yesterday, the day before it ended. And I'm happy to report that no, we are not looking at a blank wall. I am hiding the fact that I got Dragon Cup. Oh, I am so happy. For a second there, I thought maybe that I was gonna cut it a little too close. It definitely was close. I got exactly 56,000 points, which was the threshold for that. And then I got a little scared because this morning I woke up and saw some people apparently had a couple points, like 200, 300 points removed from what they had said they had at the end of the leagues. Some people even had physically had the Dragon Trophy and then lost it. Thankfully, it does not seem to be the issue for me. I would think that issue would get resolved too eventually, but it's still, a headache we get to avoid. So that was a lot of fun. I have some thoughts on leagues. They're over though. I enjoyed it. It seems like most people enjoyed it. I'm excited for the future. I think this league was very, very good, but I'm also very, very excited to get back into the main game. And I couldn't do as much AFKing as I wanted to in the main game because obviously I was playing on this account, so you can't have them league and my UIM open at the same time. I did do a couple things in the interim. When I was at work where I couldn't really do anything on leagues, I would do some farming, and I planted all my toad flax and all my snapdragon, so we have almost 17,000 or 1,700 snapdragon and 4,500 toad flax. So that's going to be a nice chunk of herblore XP. So all we have left for my master farmer grind is the renars and the snape grass, which I will get to eventually. I also have done a little bit of star mining here, just getting some stardust up. We're actually very close to 94 mining. Gonna get that in a second. And you might have noticed it on my back already, but I took advantage of the lower player count than normal. I want to say that it's also probably the fact that I was doing this at like 3 or 4 in the morning, so it would be, not peak times anyway. But I finally put my big boy pants on and got my Mage Arena 2 cape. Yes, it's a long time coming. Should have gotten it before. It's wilderness content, so it's always a little scary. I will say, though, that I never got PK'd once, never even got attacked once. I only saw like 2 people the entire time I was doing it. And I think one of them was also just going for the Mage Arena cape. But the annoying thing was just having to death pile and all the juggling and running back and forth and stuff. It was pretty annoying. I don't know. It's whatever. For a while there, I kind of just resigned that I would never get it, but then I was like, what the heck? I'll go for it. If you don't know, it gives, I think it's like plus 15 magic attack bonus, but the big thing is the 2% magic damage, which I was a mage in Trailblazer, so that made me realize the importance of magic damage, and any little bit can help. It can equal, plus 1 max hit in some cases. And if you aren't aware, my only non-99 combat stat is magic. And I want to change that. We're going to be focusing a lot on magic for, pretty much whenever I can coming up here for Slayer. Whenever PVM is applicable, we're going to be using some magic. And I just kind of want to focus on getting magic upgrades if we can. Because at the moment, all we had for magic damage, other than like, Slayer tasks and like Void every now and then, we don't use Void that much, was the 10% from the occult, which actually I think is getting nerfed. I'm pretty sure part of the project rebalance most people care about the Fang and the Scythe stuff, but for me, I think they're going to change the way magic damage works to be more in line with like ranged and melee strength, which I think is good for the game overall. But they did say they were going to nerf the occult, I'm pretty sure, so that could be kind of suck, but it's going to be whatever. I think 10% is really, really good for like one piece of gear. Like it's even better. I think the tormented bracelets only give you 5%, and that you need a Zenite for that. So I can understand bringing the occult back down to something, more reasonable levels. And then maybe it also gives opportunity for a new best in slot magic amulet to come out in some time. So I wouldn't say no to that for sure. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to mute this sound so you don't have to hear the annoying stuff. But I'm going to finish up this level real quick at stars, and then we're going to get serious this episode. You saw the title of this video. It is time to get serious. I want to get into some hardcore PVM. It is time to just get a lot of upgrades that I don't want to say been putting off, but kind of just have like been telling myself I'll get to them when I get to them, and then never making time to get to them. I'm going to make time to get to them today. There's a couple things very, very soon. probably next video or maybe the one after that, I want to go to just sit down at Bandos and just throw my head against him and grind until I get a either Tassets or BCP. Like that, I'm gonna stay until I get one of those. It'd be nice to get a Bandos Hilt, although then I would have to try and grind for a God's, which could be fun in its own regard, doing a bunch of God Wars dungeons. I do also want to do Zami for the Zami Spear / Hosta for the Eventual Lance. Lots of things we could get from that. But that's kind of on the horizon. Before that, though, it might seem a little counterintuitive because I do want to, like I said, I want to focus on magic and get magic upgrades. But I think I want to go to Zulrah and use just range only because it's so easy with the Bofa. Because I do really want to get the upgrade for the Trident to make it the Trident of the Swamps instead of the Trident of the Seas. I thought it was only a plus 10 magic accuracy, but looking at the wiki, it actually seems like you get plus 3 max hit default from the Trident of the Seas to the Trident of the Swamp. So like that would be super nice to have. And then there's also like the Venom effect for stuff like that. And it also, I'm definitely conscious of bag space right now. Currently, the Trident of the Seas is tradable if it's fully charged or depleted, and according to the wiki, for the Trident of the Swamp, it's only tradable if it's depleted, not if it's fully charged. But you don't need to spend money. You use Zulrah scales instead of the coins you would use to charge the Trident of the Swamp. So you don't have to worry about losing money, and also according to the wiki, you can take the runes and the scales out at any time and you get all of them back. So it'll be very easy to juggle and make it storable and not have to give myself another inventory space. There's 94 mining, by the way, as well. Shooting stars also got changed since the last time I did them, where I think they despawn every hour now. I did a bunch of them during leagues for the mining XP because they're just so AFK and nice. And they also nerfed the XP because they made it consistent XP you get per mine per level. And it seems like now, whereas before I could get kind of close to like 32k an hour, I feel like now it's like pretty consistent, like 27k, which is like, it's whatever, I guess. I don't know, 30k is like nothing for, AFKing, but whatever. Got to make sure skills that are already terrible to trade are still bad to train. I will say, though, I've never had trouble finding a star, though, with the scouting website. Whereas before, when I did the previous grind, sometimes, like, I would start scouting myself because sometimes you, like, wouldn't find one at, like, 3 in the morning. But, like, there are always stars scouted now. So I guess that could be a benefit from that. But I'm about to go to work, so I'm going to AFK a bit more here, but then it is going to be straight on to Zulrah to get the Magic Fang we're looking for. And I actually wouldn't, for a couple different reasons that aren't going to be immediately clear, I wouldn't mind a blowpipe. And I've already checked my collection log. I've gotten 2 Tan's Fangs and broken them down each time because the first one was right after the blowpipe got nerfed. And then I kind of decided I didn't want one. I just got them both. But I think there's a couple uses where a blowpipe could be nice for some of the content coming up in the future. And here we are back again at Zulrah as promised. Feels like it's been a long time ago. It's only been like 10, 12 videos, but heck, at my rate, that could have been like 6 months ago. That guy's got freaking full blood swamp bark, blood bark armor. I wonder if that's a good strat there for just using bloods. I guess it could be. But yeah, we don't really have much difference at all from the last time we were at Zulrah. I thought maybe we didn't have the Serp Helm or the Anguish, but we had both of those. I think pretty much the only are those bots maybe that have the blood just because it's easier to AFK. That's 2 guys, and I didn't see any of that last time I was here. I don't know. I'd love to hear any Zulrah experts in the comments say what that is, or if that's a good new best in slot or something. As far as gear upgrades go, the only difference is our divine range potions rather than our normal ranging potions, which actually should be pretty consistent overall, like higher kills per hour, just because if you're not aware, divine potions are it boosts by plus 13, and it stays at 13. It does not drop ever. It does 10 damage to you. That's like the downside. And also, I think it only lasts for like half the time, or maybe 5 minutes. I don't know if 5 minutes is half the time that a previous potion would work, but clearly, especially for something like Zulrah, where I'm coming back, or I go into the POH like pretty much every kill. Maybe every now and then I'd have, get to the point where I can get 2 kills in a row or something, but where you can just go back and heal and stuff like that. Like, it's just consistent DPS increase overall. Guy, I'm trying to film here. Okay, that guy's doing his cool Look at that. See, that's what the pros do right there. Is if you're going for, he must be going for a combat task or something, because that was just a spell book swap. You only do that like 5 times a day. So good luck, dude, on your Grandmaster combat achievements. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I had tried out Vengeance the last time, and I do know of the combat tasks I had. I know killing Zoro with Vengeance is one of the ones I have. I'm not going to worry about that right now. There's still more that I need to do. I'm just here to grind and hopefully see some drops. I mentioned last time about what I had gotten or earlier. 4 Onyxes and 2 Tan's Fangs and 1 Cert Visage. I think it's like 1 in 126 per any given unique, so I think we are technically still a little over rate. Yeah, we definitely have to be, because I think we'd be close to, like, you'd expect this within like 1,000 kills, maybe something around there. We also got the jar. I forgot about that, but like I said, Magic Fang is the #1 thing we are hoping for. Assuming I can keep my sanity, we're just gonna stay until I get one. I'd love to get a Tan's Fang as well, and heck, maybe even some Onyxes along the way. Could be nice. But yeah, I'm gonna see how well my my muscle memory does. I'm just gonna go in live reaction. You can see me trying this. I don't have my sounds on. Well, yes, I do. I also want to make sure I get the Zulrah helper, just to make sure. I know I got pretty quickly got to a point last time where I did not need the Zulrah helper, but I don't trust myself to not need it right now. Okay, so we got melee. Remember, this one is. I think you're supposed. I don't know if it. I remember I've heard someone say once for thralls that the way it works is you want to use the ghost just because it attacks the tick faster, like for when it spawns. So I don't know. I don't remember if that's like actually true or not. I'd love for someone to let me know. But I had heard that. Where am I supposed to stand? I'm supposed to go over here for this one, and I also don't need to pray. Okay, see, clearly I'm gonna have to take some getting used to. I also should have summoned my thrall here because it can't get to it when it's over here. I should not do a live commentary. I'll get back to you with how this kill went. Okay. We had to go to the Jad phase a little bit, but I made it past. For our first drop, we got I'll take the Law Runes, to be honest, and then the Zulrah Scales. Let me make sure, is my looting tracker reset? It is. Okay, so we'll make sure that everything we're seeing is going to be the Zulrah Scales from Zulrah Scales, all the loot from this current grind. That is good. And I think I've mostly got it down now. Let's see what kill count I'm at. 832. So not like, 15, 20 kills it took me to get the hang of things again. And this also is our first grape drop. If we notice, I have 1 free spot in the looting bag right now. Thankfully, you see she does drop some herbs. All of the herbs she drops, though, are Snapdragon, Toadstool, Toadflax, and Dwarfreed, all of which I already had stacks of in the looting bag, so I would want to keep those, and I won't have to, create any extra room for them, thankfully. So the only thing I'm going to have to put somewhere is the grapes, and that is what I was planning on using for the looting bag spot. Like, she also drops, like, noted dragon bones are good. I think there's, like, adamant bars and stuff I sometimes keep. And like logs, though I do have quite a bit of arrow shafts already in the looting bag, so I'm not really going to worry about logs. I just think grapes are the most important one. Smithing is easy enough with Giant's Foundry, and cooking, we'll get there eventually. We're only 93, so, it's pretty fast, pretty good XP, and I can't think of anything better from the drop table that would fit in the bag. Well, I've been getting the hang of it. Let's see if I can't get a full kill here while I'm waffling live. Usually it always goes well for me, but like I said, I think I've got it down. But yeah, it's going good. I have to admit, I've been trying to like see if I can do any like, what is it, like gear, just like how can I be improving, like what gear upgrades could I go for, is there any like different, techniques or something I could be trying? And I don't know, I maybe need to look up some more stuff, but at least for gear, I did not find anything. I was even looking into like, well, maybe I can like, do magic switches and stuff and see if I can't get some more DPS out of here. But like every single, I put them in a bunch of stuff in the DPS calculator. Even if I like would do like, hey, I'm gonna get like, I was even considering if I went and got like Zerite Vambraces and had like plus 15 like 17% like with the Occulton and the God Cape and stuff, and I was still like I think the only time it ever would be more DPS would be specifically on the red phase. It was more DPS than what I have now, and it was only by like 2 or 3 damage, and like everything else was about the same or a little less, or maybe only like a little more. Like it just was not a lot for any realistically obtainable magic gear for me. So I don't know. I guess it's just gonna be Bofa only for me for a while, which is fine. It just I don't know, you see my times are like, 153, where my PB was 103, and I guess at some point I must have like tried to get PBs. It's been so long where I can't even remember, but it just feels like, I should be able to be speeding this up. I want, what's the next thing I can master, I'm looking forward to that. But I think for now, we're just going to have to keep with the chill thing like this. Like I said, it's not too bad. I will say, whenever I'm not waffling like this, and I might even be able to go for it now if I wanted to, but if I like just do like a moderate amount of prayer flicking with like Eagle Eye, I have enough prayer left over and always enough food where I'm getting consistent every single time, except in like very, very extreme cases. I'm getting 2 kill trips per, trip here, I guess. And that works out pretty well with the how much time I have the ranging pot for. So things are going good. 900 KC. I did unfortunately look at it's like 1 in 126 or 128 for any given piece. I did the math, and we've gotten 8 unique so far, or we've hit that unique table 8 times. And by that logic, we have enough. We should have gotten 1,024 kills, and we only have just now hit 900. So we could go another 125 kills here, and before we're technically going dry for another unique. Actually, I think more than that. Yeah, because 124, 1024 would be the expected kill count for the amount of uniques I have currently. So to get another unique, we'd have to go like 125 on top of that. So it could be a minute scientifically. That's definitely how drops work. You only get them based on those rates. Well, I got this elite clue last night before I went to bed, and I left until the morning because I wanted to start my day off right with an amazing elite clue pool. Here we go. Elite is worth something. Well, I forgot I had collection log pop-ups enabled, so I got it spoiled for me earlier than I would have liked. But there's Magic Fang at 922 KC, and that's really, really funny because I had just decided. I was talking earlier about wanting gear upgrades. I was like, you know what? There's nothing else easy I can get right now. But what I could do is that obviously it's better to have Serp Helm, but Zulrah can drop antidotes, which I can very easy turn into antivenoms with Zulrah scales. So like, I could go to get a Crystal Helm. And a Crystal Helm would actually be like a 0.2 to 0.4 DPS per increase, and I'd also get a max hit, which is very worth it, I would say, to use at least when I have anti-venoms. So it's like, oh, I'll do that. I was like, next time I get an antidote drop, that'll be telling me I'll go back to Gauntlet and I'll grind out another Crystal Armor Seed for the helm. But that's what we were looking for, Magic Fang. You can be attached to Staff of the Dead or a Trident of the Seas. That's what we were looking for. So yeah, that's freaking awesome. I'm definitely happy to be done with Zulrah because it was just getting to the point where it's like, okay, want to switch it up. It's getting a little tiring. I'll get another kill while I'm here just because I have my ranging boost. Might as well, and I still have food. But yeah, that's freaking awesome. So I need to go. I'll finish this up and then I'll decide what we're gonna work on next. I'm not quite sure. I'm still kind of debating on what I want to do next. I think I have a good idea, but I decided in the meantime to just do some medium clues. At some point, I'm gonna make like an ultimatum, like, hey, I'm gonna go for Ranger boots or drop the Pegasian. But at this point, I would still like to try. We're not like dying for inventory space, so it's not the end of the world. But I got enough to get me up to 650 in total, so we'll see if we can't get lucky. Alright, before I forget, I'm about to enhance our trident here, or improve it. Enhancing is a different thing. I just want to see what our max hit is before we start. So 29 right now. I'm currently in my most magic damage gear, and I have Void on. If I go ahead and improve this right now, you can't graft the Fang onto a charged trident. Alright, so I guess uncharged, just don't get the coins back. Then use the Magic Fang on that. You'll need to, of course I need a chisel to do that. Okay, if we try this again, use our Magic Fang on there, you graft the Fang onto the trident, and then I think it shouldn't have any, yeah, there's no charges. If we just go ahead and do this, then we can charge it up kind of full. And then now we have our Trident of the Swamp, which looks pretty freaking cool, I have to say. And now, moment of truth, did our max hit go up? It should. 33. Okay, I was correct. The damage does indeed go up. That was actually +4 max hit. I think the wiki said it would only be +3, although we do have some magic boosting gear on right now, so that probably contributes to it with scaling and whatnot. But yeah, that is a pretty nice thing to have. And then I think it has. Does it have any more attack? I think it has a little bit more magic attack bonus. The defense bonus is the same. But yeah, overall an improvement for magic. It looks really, really nice with the void. And I do think I like the I think the Gothic's colors goes well with the Shattered Relics void kit as well. Well, I decided what I wanted to do was Shades of Morton for a variety of reasons. One of the sub ones was I was like, oh, I've known for a while that I think you could put prims in the stash unit that used to need dragon boots. And I thought I didn't have that yet. And then I remember just now, I was like, oh, actually, I probably should check before I do my little intro here to Shades of Morton. And I do already have it. So I think if I just go ahead and I guess I can't drop those. Will it automatically put the prims in? What if I have the prims first? Does it search top down in my inventory? It does. Okay. So we do have a way to store the prims now if we want to. And actually, I guess I was thinking maybe we're going to need a full set of split bark for so we can do kind of the same thing we do with like the whip, where it's like you put the full the spined legs in there, and then since you have the full set, you can take them out whenever you want. But I think we're going to do a little experimentation here. I think I'll put these in here, and then I have my leftover Dragon Boots G. And because I specifically have the Dragon Boots G and not just regular Dragon Boots, I think the wiki said you can store the Dragon Boots in the treasure chest in here. I don't know which one that is. Is it an elite, maybe? We store those, or is it a hard, I guess? Yes, okay, so then, yes, we just have Dragon Boots stored in here. So now, anytime we need our prims, this is actually really, I didn't even realize this until just now, this is awesome. Anytime we need our prims, rather than having to deal with like having full split bark and then, swapping, getting a new rune longs or whatever, we just bring our Dragon Boots G, put them in, like swap them out for the prims, and then just swap them back and put the boots in here whenever we're done. So that's actually like super high level, super nice. I didn't even realize that. This is like better than the the whip storage unit. But yeah, so that was awesome. We now have the prim stored. I've been wanting to do that for a while because that was an update from a minute ago when UIMs could do that. We're still going to do Shades of Morton because I still do want full split bark, not because I will be able to do the whole stash unit thing like I just said, but actually because I want blood bark. I asked early in this episode, I saw people at Zulrah, and I was like, I wonder why they're wearing blood bark. Is that like, I guess is the blood effect like good? It might be, but I didn't realize blood bark is actually the full set is +5 more magic attack than Mystics gives you. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's just like better than Mystics. And I told you I've been focusing on magic. Obviously, if we can use the full set, then Void is best for magic because the magic damage is almost always going to be better for anything. But if we're doing Slayer or doing things like that where we need like gloves or a different type of hat or something, then we won't really be able to use Void. That's kind of the downside of that. So it's like, okay, what's my next best magic armor I could get? And other than like raids or the Desert Treasure 2 magic robes that you get from those bosses, there's not really any, like Arams is kind of the best thing. And I don't feel like grinding Arams right now. And also that would be 2 more slots if we're talking top and bottoms. It's like, okay, like those would be good. But then I was looking at the wiki and it's like, oh, this Bloodbark armor it has about the same defensive bonus as Arams, and it's a little bit better than Mystics, and it's storable in the POH. So like, why don't I just do that? I have tons and tons of blood runes. I've got like, what, 66,000. I think you only need like 2,000 to make the full set. And I already had a couple pieces above split bark in the POH. So I'm like, hey, I wanted to go to Shades of Morton for a while to try it out. Not going to grind this out right now, but I would maybe love to get the full like monk's robe set just in case I ever wanted to do, prayer training through like ensouled heads or something, or even just like bones. I think it could be nice to have. So it's like, hey, might as well do a little Shades of Morton grind right now. This is actually a little familiar. I did some of this during leagues, and I actually was not able to do the full. Like you see right now, I'm going to do only golden keys because I can do redwood logs. I can get like the UIM shades. In leagues, I didn't have access to redwood logs, except the ones you could get in here, but I only got one drop and like 30, 40 chests opened. So yeah, not it's gonna be a little bit nicer here, I hope, in regular game because I can just use redwoods and kill these shades and only open the gold chests. But we'll see how long it takes. I've already actually gotten one piece of the little, not the, you need the split bark is what you make, but you need the like the fine cloth is what it's called. You need that, and I've already gotten one piece of that from just my grind to get up to the golden keys, because of course you have to build your way up the shades and the logs you use to get them. But hopefully this won't take too long. I tried to check the collection. Actually, I need to make sure I keep one of these keys so I can get back in. I try to check the collection log to see if I could like track how many chests I've opened, but I don't think there's a way that like keeps track of it. You can see we've gotten 8 out of 14. I've opened quite a few because we've done this before for I think the first time doing fine cloth or different things. So you see I've already gotten all the things for blood bark and swamp bark. No zealot pieces yet. I think it's like 1 in 128 in the regular game. So I think it's probably pretty safe to assume we have not opened more than 60 or 70 chest top. Even that might be being a little generous. Alright, I gotta shout this guy out because it's awesome. But there's this dude, Luffy X Nami, and there was a Nami walking around here earlier too. I don't know where she went. Maybe she's just underneath someone. But the fashionscape is on point, dude. That's really, really good. Especially, I wish the Nami was here. Like the shirt she has is like a white and blue striped shirt, and I don't think I've ever seen that before. I don't know if it's like a default option or something, but I'm a big fan of these. Look, there's Nami. She's a little hard to see with the angle and stuff, but do you see that top? That doesn't like feel real. Like I didn't know that was in the game. Some top tier fashionscape right there. I was just about to be sad. I got the last cloth I need, and then I was, oh no, it's the wrong, what? It's the wrong one. I thought you're guaranteed one with a zombie. Hang on, I need to check the wiki. Hang on. Okay, yeah, I freaked out for no reason. My brain kind of overlapped there. I forgot that that's the Zelda that can spawn at any one. I thought the way it worked is that in my memory, the one that's when it's spawned and you killed it in the gold room specifically, that's when it drops the zealot piece. But no, it's just the one that drops the bones that restore your prayer. I got excited for nothing. I just got back from work, and it was an exhausting day at work, and that's my my post-work brain. But I am happy because I had got some keys when I was on my lunch break, and those keys were what got me the last piece of cloth I need. So let's go make that armor and then head to the True Blood altar, which I don't even know if you've ever done on this account before. I've got another right after I woke up elite casket from last night. Also, I do realize that I said in the last couple of clips, let's go make blood bark, and then didn't do that. I have this problem of whenever I need to AFK, I just come to stars, and then I stay there for like 3 days. So we're gonna get 95 mining before this video ends. But I do need to move on to other things. Maybe this elite clue will motivate me. 3rd age? Okay, well that's a lot of money, more than the last time, but still not really anything. I've been doing pretty much every beginner I get whenever I'm star mining, or just, unless I am like 100% in the middle of something, I'll take time to do it. And I already have most all the uniques, but I just thought it was funny. The sandwich lady hat and the sandwich lady bottom in the same one. It's still not worth very much, just because, like, I don't know. I guess anybody can do them. So I think even can free to play do beginners. I feel like that's a thing that's correct. I think that's true. Oh, there it is. 95 mining, and also strange coincidence. I just happen to have this beginner casket is my 300th beginner, not expecting anything, and then this easy is my 400th easy. It just like naturally happened like that, kind of. I didn't really have to. I did go and do one beginner last time just so I could get this clip, but like other than that, it was pretty just naturally happened like that. So that's pretty cool. I know we're halfway to the emote you get for beginners, and I think we only need 100 more easies until we get the, is it also an emote, or maybe I think you get a, like, big spade or a clueless scroll or something in that, an equipable item that you can store in the POH. Well, I lied. We're not actually going and making the Blood Bark armor just yet. Decided to use up those grapes that I had gotten from Zora, and it was going to be worth it actually because we've got 94 cooking. It would have been worth it even if we got a cooking level, or we didn't get a level. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, grapes are good XP. Making my way to the True Blood altar, and I actually learned this in Leagues, but there's a big shortcut underneath the Myrditch hideout. If you don't know how to get there, you go to Canifis Myrditch hideout, and then if you have 93 agility, it's a big one, but you can just run straight down and then come out of a tunnel that's right here, except the very first time you do it, you have to come with a pickaxe and clear it away. If you try and go down, it'll say you run into a dead end, and then you can't get through. But that will put you out right down here, and then you can come in the cave. And then I think you also need 93 for this one right here as well. Yeah, there's a shorter one if you have 74, but you use so much run, I can't imagine that'd be very worth it. But then I also have the Catalytic Tiara in my Hat of the Eye from Guardians of the Rift. And then I'm pretty sure we don't need anything else. We just use them on here. Yeah, that's all we have to do. I do know it takes a while though. There's a lot of like tick delays. And there we are, full Blood Bark. So if we want to go ahead and see what the stats look like, they were looking plus 57 magic defense all around. And then we also have a, fairly alright as far as magic gear goes defense for just everything else. And I think the actual armor itself looks pretty cool. The hat, I can't tell if that's messing up because of like the hairstyle, because I know they still haven't, I don't want to say fixed things, but the clipping for the new hairstyles is strange. But that could just be like a weird headband you have. I don't know. Looks a little strange. Everything else looks pretty cool though. We're very happy to have that. Of course, not a huge upgrade over Mystics. Like I don't want to make it sound like this is not like, Ancestrals is still going to be way better than this if we were to eventually get that. But I think for right now, where we're at on the account, this is a very nice upgrade. And again, for a UIM, I think the biggest thing is the fact that the entire set is storable in the POH, so we can just get the parts we need, put them back anytime we need for like Slayer or bossing or anything. It's going to be great to have that. Very, very happy to get it done, and we actually have a use for some of our blood runes. All right, I pinky promise I'm actually going to do Bandos. I didn't lie. There's 92 crafting though. We can now craft the Zenite necklace, which is the necklace that I'm wearing right now. But I was going through, getting all set up, as you can see, filling up the bag. As always, we're risking some stuff. I'll throw it on the screen right now. Nothing much, but I didn't want to risk the Stardust, because you can't put the Stardust in the bag, even though I actually have a decent amount of free spaces. And by decent, I mean one free space. But you can see I elected to trade in my Stardust for gems and then put the Sapphires and the Emeralds in there, because that would take way too long to cut all of those right now. But I was like, hey, I'll use the diamonds and the dragon stones at the very least, and then I'll probably do the rubies too, even though I do have 600, so it might take a second or two. But I was like, I want to have at least one space in the inventory, because I think Bandos can drop magic logs. I was just going over the drop table, and I think that's pretty much the only thing I would want to save. Other than that, he can drop some grimy herbs that I'd have to clean, but they're Snapdragon, which I already have in my bag, so same old. And after a little bit of a trial and error, I think I've finally got the hang of Bandos again. Although we'll see if I can do this. I might be very quiet here just because I need to focus. Like, look, I messed it up already. Like I said, I messed it up already. Well, I'm back at Bandos. I admit I wanted to try and get like a good groove here. I've gotten a couple kills. I was at like 38, 36, I think, before I came back. And now we're at 42. It was going really well at the start, and then I just I don't know. That one just went very well, and then I messed up because I was talking. That's why I messed up, because I would try to talk when I had 2 seconds left before Bandos spawned. But that is where I'm going to end it right now. You can see my gear. I probably should have the crystal helm, and I probably will go get that next episode. But I wanted to just try and get back in right now. The extra defense from the Nezi, easier for bag management and stuff. I wanted to do that. Use up these manta rays and stuff. But when I actually try and settle in for a grind, I will want to go and get the other helmet. But for now, I think this will be fine, because I'm just trying to learn, get muscle memory back. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're still here after Leagues, again, it feels, it's been a couple months since my last video, I think. I was also looking at my old Bandos video from the last time I was there. That was over a year ago. It does not feel like it has been that long since I've been at Bandos. For surprising, I like messed up right there, but like the muscle memory did not muscle memory, but like I didn't freak out. I was, the only time you mess up is whenever you have to leave because, when you're coming, you have to take a hit, at least one, probably two, when you're coming in for the first time. But that's kind of like the dice you roll. It's like, hey, do you get the first kill or do you not? If you don't get the first kill, it's going to be a bad time and you might mess up like 3 times in a row. So then you have to get, 90 goblins you've killed before you can finally get back in there. But once you get the first KC, then it's just like, oh, well, then it's just, if you stay on track and get, as many kills as you have supplies for. So, yeah, going to be doing a lot more Bandos in the next episode. My plan is to stay until I get a drop. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I'm happy to be back. I hope you're happy to be seeing videos again. And hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.